anatomy. Chop my big chest, where the best is a philosophy. Drinking at lunch brings verbal skills like a sucker punch. Welcome to CMcB. Yeah, yeah, CMcB. Yeah, yeah, CMcB. Yeah, yeah, CMcB. Yeah, yeah,
We have these conversations and then I just forget everything we've said. So when I'm listening, I'm like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I'm learning.
It's weird because my experience having done podcasts for so long, I've done it for years and years and years. And I've had people that I know, they listen to the podcast but they'll come up to me and make a joke that I made and I'll have no idea what they're talking about because for me, it was like 2 weeks ago. And I don't remember a single throwaway joke I made 2 weeks ago.
No,
it's just nonsense. So it's always really shocking because people are like, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And then they look at me like I'm really, but you said it. And I'm like, yeah. Do you know how much stuff I say in a day?
On average, how many words do people say in a day? Let's Google it. How many words?
That's going to depend on your job.
Say a day. I'm sure they've found out how to average it.
But think about like I work in the office and I teach classes. When I'm teaching classes, I'm talking a fair number of words versus when I'm in the office just staring at a computer, it's silence.
Yeah.
And then amongst our coworkers, I am fairly famous for not saying anything all day.
Strong and silent type.
Well, just very stoic.
As a man should be.
Really, there's just nothing going on up there.
I love that I can't think of a single specific example, but you know the joke where you see somebody they look very serious in a movie or something, or a TV show, and you kind of zoom into their head. It's either a floating voice or a visual of like some really nothing going on, like the monkey with the symbols. Like, weird that rehashed joke. It says here that it's an estimate between 6,000 and 16,000 words per day might be spoken by the average gazer. By the average person.
Because I do the transcript. I get the transcript for these. I run it through my editing software, transcribes it. So I could actually do the word count.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to find out how many words, it wouldn't be how much you or I have said, but it'd be cumulative, like together. But we could just divide it in half.
We could. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you give a lot of good. When I introduce a topic, I just say the name. Ta-da! But you give a lot of backstory, which is great. So I was going to say maybe it's like 60-40 or.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's just practice.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time just sitting in front of this microphone talking to myself. So. But then I also realized, like, I do Ninja News Japan, and I realized like most of my audience is in America, and I have to give them the background because everyone I know knows what a convenience store is or this aspect of Japan is really obvious. I'm like, no, I have to explain it because it might be someone listening for the first time who has no idea what this thing is that I'm talking about. Because I forget, I think I was getting a t-shirt made or something, and I wrote kanji, and it was an American company, and they're like, I don't know what that is. I was like, oh, of course you don't. It's the Chinese characters. Yeah. Why would you know what the word kanji means? It doesn't make.
If you're not reading or looking at it, you will recognize it if someone shows you a picture, of course. But no, you're right. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. So an emu is this bird then, with a long neck. Think of an ostrich, but faster, apparently.
Yeah.
Given our backstory. There we go. Now everyone understands the previous story.
We could do some editing and throw that back. I mean, this is the beauty of editing, is we just throw things around.
Okay, so I've been recently, when I say recently, the past 3 years, I've been entranced by liminal spaces. And so it's internet memes and internet culture, kind of like liminal spaces are, they're described as between spaces. They're between, a destination or where you came from, or anywhere like a regular area of a city or a house or a town. Liminal spaces would be maybe a place that has no other function but to be a transitional area between main areas. I suppose it's difficult to say without the visuals. The internet's kind of culture, liminal space pictures that you would see on TikTok or on SNS or whatever, they often look very eerie because they're only used for transitioning. It could be like a corridor or a street, but there's always something weirdly off about it. And people kind of describe them as being very dreamlike or unsettling or maybe nostalgic for reasons unknown. And I just find liminal spaces quite fascinating. And I don't know if you have you seen any liminal spaces, or do you know the posts that I'm talking about?
I don't know the post you're talking about, but I do understand the concept. Because there was that movie Exit 8. It's almost entirely that.
This is very, very much built on kind of liminal space and the feelings it gives you. Have I been here before? It's like deja vu mixed with nostalgia, which mixed with uncertainty. It feels unfamiliar, but familiar at the same time. And I love the idea. So I'm not surprised that there are video games and movies based on it. There's actually
a specific one you're thinking of when you talk about this, though?
Oh, in real life?
Well, real life or on the internet. The internet is real life at this point.
The internet is my only life at this point. And I get a lot of beige and brown and yellow looking corridors. Do you know like the back rooms for like these?
Yes. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I actually really do want to.
I think this has kind of popularized this uniform look of liminal spaces as kind of being low ceilinged, unnatural light sources. Everything's yellow and custardy color. It looks like a place where you could probably go crazy being lost in. I like the liminal spaces that are the ones that I've been seeing on the internet. It's a bunch of kind of nondescript indoor swimming pool buildings or swimming pool rooms.
This is horror movie stuff. Yes. So there's the classic one in mind, because we're in Japan, hospitals at night, the hallways.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's really, really, that empty, it has no purpose other than to be a hallway. So there's nothing there, because a hospital they don't put like anything on the walls usually. Not in Japan.
No. Okay.
So they're bare walls. They're like empty, and it's just like door, and it's the exact same door. It's repetitive. And then the one I'm looking, because when you say like swimming pools, it'd be swimming pools at night.
Yeah,
is my first thought.
Yes.
In your day-to-day life, because I walk from the train station to my house to the train station, but when I go to it during the day, it's nothing. Like I have no thoughts about it. When I go at night, it's very atmospheric, and it's usually just me on the street. So I live in a town that's very old. So it's those old, really crap houses, and some are made of tin, and it'll be right next to a brand new house because it's got that like super, super old, and the people haven't let go of their old property versus a brand new building. Yeah. But there's a bridge I cross, and the bridge is always, it feels different from every other part of the trip. And like that crossing bridge is kind of that idea of the liminal space, I think.
Gotcha. What does the bridge look like when you're walking through it at this time?
Well, so it's a road, and it's got that slight arc that is very sort of, I think, old romantic bridges. It's got it's a bit of an, you have a little bit of an up and a little bit of a down, and you know exactly where the middle is, and you're right over a little river, and if you look down, there's trees, and then the bridge where the train crosses over about, I don't know, 100 feet or, so many feet away. You can actually see the train go by. In the right lighting, it would be very romantic. But I'm always going at night, and it's got this like sort of yellowish lighting that's coming down on it that makes it it changes the feeling completely. And then because it's a river, the river's black. You can't see it because it's too far away. And if you look up, there's no lighting. It's gone. Yeah, I get that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'd like to walk on that bridge. That sounds quite fun.
I can take a video of it tonight when I walk home, because it's going to be like 10:30. That's pretty good. And usually because it's a small town, I'm alone. There's no one in front of me. There's no one behind me. It is perfect horror movie stuff. If a little British boy came up to me and put a flower in his hand or something, that would be really scary.
That would be really scary, yeah. Or even a nun.
Oh, a nun would be the worst.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I think having the water be black as well, and everything's dark around you, no natural light. It's like it's just hanging in a void. I bet that feels really weird.
That's what I mean. Like the bridge feels different from before and after the bridge, because the road before would be a very good liminal space, but it's weird because they're houses, so there's people in those houses, but it feels completely devoid of life. The movement of the river changes the feeling of the space, because you can hear it, and there's maybe little bugs or animals or birds and stuff around, but then there's also nothing. In your life, do you run across something similar?
Oh, there's when there's too much stuff going on sensory wise, things to hear, things to look at, things that you can tell are moving, it doesn't feel liminal. It doesn't feel kind of like between two worlds kind of thing. But there's an underpass from my work to the station, which I often go for at night time when there's no reason for anyone to be there because all the shops have closed. It will often just be me, and that feels very liminal because all the shops that you usually see, the shutters have been put down, so it's basically walls and shutters. There's no reason to assume that anything's there, and the hallways are low ceilinged. They look kind of like the hallways in, what's that movie called? Eighth Exit.
Exit 8, yeah.
Exit 8, yeah. And the hallways are very wide, and you can only hear your own footsteps, and the lights are on, so it's not dark, but it just means you can see very far away, and because they're long hallways underground, and there's a slight echo, and I suppose part of why liminal spaces are so kind of weirdly attractive yet unsettling, it's that they're empty and it's just you, but it always feels like there's a possibility that something could be here. Something could show up, which kind of I think this is why, if I say the SCP, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that 1 second. I was hoping you could explain that, Peter. Never mind.
I'm sorry.
SCP. Okay, SCP. Let me type internet. I bet people listening have heard of this. Yeah, it's like a dark internet fiction, like a creepypasta kind of esque thing. SCP Foundation is like a fantasy, otherworldly, paranormal, alien and creature capturing thing, and they name think of like the Area 51, that kind of thing, and supposedly it's a foundation that has these unexplained entities, stuff like Slender Man or stuff like skinwalkers, things like that. Do you know the modern day mythological creatures that are very scary?
Yes.
Supposedly they're keeping all of them in some bunkers underground and stuff, and people make fiction about SCP. It's like a code.
Special Containment Procedures Foundation.
Oh, okay.
So it's a secret organization that is responsible for capturing, containing, and studying various paranormal, supernatural, and other mysterious phenomena.
That's right, yeah.
And keeping their existence hidden from society.
Which they're doing quite a bad job.
That's pretty good. I'd never heard of this. That's cool.
Yeah, they're really interesting. There's lots of all the entities are named SCP XYZ number, and some of them are more popular than others. And there's one that supposedly roams through the back rooms, picking off people that get caught there. And I always think about that when I walk in this underpass after work. Yeah.
SCP-426 is a sentient toaster that can only be referred to in the first person.
Oh.
So the Wikipedia has a big list of the different SCPs. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. SCP-3008 is an abandoned IKEA store with an interior containing a seemingly infinite labyrinthine pocket dimension. So that sounds like that movie that came out, Backrooms.
Yeah. It's really intertwined with the idea of backrooms and liminal spaces because
SCP-3008-2, a tall, faceless humanoid creature wearing IKEA employee uniforms. So it's populated by its own its own entities.
Yeah.
No, I never heard of any of this.
Oh, you should have a browse through it because I think since the whole internet horror story phenomenon got really popular, I'm thinking back to the most to the earliest stories that got popular, like what's it called? Slenderman was one.
No, Slenderman was the first one I heard that was like big. Like it was a young person thing, so I wasn't involved in it. But like I heard that there was young people like took it seriously, like it was a real thing.
Yeah, they did, and there was a piece of art that was circulating that just looked more convincing than the regular old internet artwork that was being made at the time. There's also people like, oh, Jeff the Killer. That was a
Jeff the Killer. I don't know.
Smile Dog. Oh, The Rake. Oh, Russian Sleep Experiment. All these kind of Lavender Town Syndrome from Pokemon. All these old school internet stories that before the internet was so embedded in everyone's thought process every second of the day, it was easier to think, oh, there's some truth in this, or it just felt like there was some truth in this because you couldn't instantly debunk it with the right search. Yeah. I love this part of the internet. Weird, creepy stuff.
When I came to Japan, one of the first anime I watched was Hell Girl, and it's related to this, like, because the idea is that you hate someone or someone's bullying you. You go on this website at midnight and you can put in the person's name, and then this demon from hell, little girl, will come and kill them, but then she also claims your soul later on. I learned the phrase, would you like to try dying once? In Japanese. Would you like to try dying once?
Would you like to try it?
Yeah, because she comes in. Yeah, basically, it's like a mini horror movie. So the bad thing happens to character A. Character A puts the name into the website. Character B, the bully, gets pulled into this hell dimension, and then the little girl who's very cute comes up and says, "Would you like to try dying?" And then afterwards, the punishment is because you put the name in, you also go to hell as well.
Ah, I see.
So it's always 2 for 1.
Yeah. Heavy price to pay. I mean, I'm looking at the Google images. She does look pretty cute, but a lot of Japanese horrors have mastered the weird distance from a scary entity that looks very cutesy innocent, and very yeah.
Because little girls are the scariest thing in the world.
I think so. Yeah, I've always thought that.
The first one I think was Sadako from The Ring.
Yeah,
and she was scary. Like I remember that was terrifying when it came out because that was the 90s, and I'd seen it and I loved the movie and I read the books. I had some friends watching it and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the toilet, but I knew what scene was coming up, and so when the scene came up where the phone rang, I called the house. It was awesome. And then they were like, you could hear them freaking out in the other room. And then one of them picked up and I went, and they lost their minds. It was so good. That was one of the best jokes I've ever done because it was still fairly, no one got hurt. But the psychological damage was significant.
Well, you should check in on those people, see if they're still affected.
Oh, they've all 7 days later, they all died. I don't know what happened.
That's good to know.
Well, oops.
Did I do that? I can't think. What's the character's name again? The girl who comes with the TV.
Sadako.
I cannot think of Sadako without picturing Brenda from Scary Movie. Cindy, the TV's leaking. That one.
Yeah. I wish I could find the comic because I haven't been. I've told it to a couple of people. There's one, and it's a guy in bed, and then she comes out of the TV, and it's like the second panel, and then the third panel is then because he's laying in bed, so she's like over top of him, and he goes, "Is that a nipple?" Because if you're a horny teenage boy, you're really it's not as scary. It's like, oh wow, there's a girl in my room.
Not looking at the scary face, you're looking at the.
No, he was immediately like, is that you see a nipple down there? Just really good.
Will men not objectify anything? Oh my goodness.
Oh no. I forget the movie now, and it was a female assassin, and she was saying like, as long as I wear tight clothes, like they never see it coming because they're always like focused on my boobs or something. Okay. Like his last thought will always be, look at her boobs. Which is, I think, pretty accurate, sadly.
If you're using it as part of your work, your tight clothes help the assassination go.
Yeah, no, if that makes things go well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they die happy.
Okay, I had a moral dilemma for you then. There have been multiple stories. So recently, Arashi had their last concert. And of course, not. It's a big boy band. They've been around. It's hard to say boy band because they're all in their like 50s at this point. They're all like, they've been around for like 30 years.
Can I ask, is it a big boy band or is it a big boy band?
It's a big boy band.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they would be big boys as well, though. No, they're little boys. They're the lead dudes are actually quite small. Because there was one did a movie, and he did a movie in a skin tight suit, and I was like, no, this was a mistake. You should not have done that.
Was he an assassin?
It was this one. You go to an alternate dimension, and you wear it was Gantz or something, and then you everyone in the wears skin. You have this like skin tight suit that puts you in the alternate dimension. But it was not flattering for this man, unfortunately. Like, he was a good looking dude. He just needed to hide the body and wear sort of looser clothes. No, and again, that's not even insulting. He was just a small person, and the hero of an action movie, it doesn't match skin tight little man. It was not just the feeling wasn't there. Anyways, Arashi is a boy band. They've been a boy band in Japan for like 30, 40 years, which means they have like immense success. They've got TV shows and all this other stuff. They're having their farewell concert. Now, if you couldn't attend, because of course not everyone could get concert tickets, you could stream it. Now, this has shown up as some couples are going to get divorced, or they're talking about divorce because you had the person trying to watch the concert and the husband doesn't like the band, so he ruined the concert. And so the question I was reading on this website called bengoshi.com, which is lawyer.com, is like, is this a valid reason to divorce someone? And it was really interesting because they were saying like, yeah, you have to respect your partner. If you disrespect your partner and their hobbies, maybe their hobbies are dear to them, not dear to you. You still have to respect they have this hobby. They have this thing they love. And then the thing that related it to me was, in the past, there have been like nerds who collect anime figures or something like that. And then the wife would get angry at them and smash their figurines. And it was like, is this a legitimate reason to get divorced? So I'm interested in your opinion. So ruining the last concert of a boy band or smashing someone's stuff that they love, how do you feel about that?
Without considering the obvious point that is used to bring up, as in it's case by case, forget that. I think just looking at the idea, when I think of the concert situation, it's a little different to how I think of the PlayStation stuff, destroying a collection, because when you're destroying a collection, you're rendering the time someone has spent doing something as a complete waste. So sourcing unusual parts of the collection or whatever, that takes time, that takes effort. When you're destroying it, you're not just destroying plastic or metal or whatever it is, you're destroying the time that they spent and reducing it to nothing. That to me is the unforgivable part. Because I saw something similar to this. I think a parent wanted to punish their child. So they did something that they thought was pretty benign, and anyone who gets it will really get it. They thought they were giving the very average punishment of destroying their Animal Crossing save file. Now, if you know Animal Crossing, Dobutsu no Mori in Japanese, it's a life sim where you're a little character in a cute little animal forest. And you can create a house and interact with villagers. It sounds very gay, but but when
I wasn't ready for that. I played it on my phone for like 6 months. I wasn't.
On your phone?
Yeah, they had a phone version, a mobile version. It's not the same. It was a lighter version, but I played it for a bit. Yeah.
I played it too. It was a nice boredom killer. Yeah. I liked that as well. Very cute. But yes, to a much greater extent, you're spending maybe years, not every day, 100% day, but over the you're playing time. The average play time might be about 300 to 500 hours spent, because they release a new Animal Crossing game maybe every 6-7 years, and they'll
you're gonna bring in the 14-year-olds. That's great.
Yeah. And so by destroying this thing, you're kind of wiping clean, well, that so much time from somebody's life that they've invested, and they've thought, oh, it sounds really pathetic or really silly to you, but
no, it's their life. It's a big chunk of their life.
It's like a passion project. Yeah. So that's what I equate it to. Like, I've seen viral clips of people destroying their boyfriend's PlayStations, or erasing their file on something because they're not spending enough time or attention with them or whatever. That's a really drastic.
They don't know what they're doing. I think I've seen those, and there's some that are real and some that are not real. I've seen a couple ones that are real, because the man's reaction is, for a minute he just shuts down. He's like, he can't even conceive that this has happened, and then he's like, get out. And the woman's like, you're being silly. It's just a video game or whatever. And he's just like, no, this is a huge chunk of my life that you just deleted because you were upset. You didn't. And again, the communication wasn't there or whatever. And then there's a couple of things like, oh, we can just get it back. He's like, no, you deleted it. Like, you made sure it was gone. Yeah. And I always agree. Like, I'm like, get rid of them. That person should not be in your house anymore. And so I feel, if it was, so the way the lawyer explained it is like, if it's an isolated incident, so like there's, you're watching the concert on stream and he makes noise and he ruins the concert once, that's not divorce worthy. That's just like, okay, you were both having a bad day. Or if we have an argument and then you destroy my figures or whatever, that's once. If it happens more than once, it's now it's like targeted and disrespectful and completely valid reason for divorce.
Oh, okay.
For the Arashi concert, it's the same. Like you say, it's a concert, but they've probably followed this band their entire lives. Like their entire life has been connected to this. And this is the single last event that will ever be. Ruining that's big to me. And I was like, it's unforgivable. Like, if my wife was in a similar situation and she's like, I want to watch this concert, I'd be like, do you want me to get you food? If you want something, you watch it and you tell me what to do and I'll get it to make you more comfortable, whatever. Even if I hated the band, I'd be like, no, and then also it's the last one. I don't have to listen to this ever again. So it's fine. But I was like, if you can make that a really positive experience, that'd be a really good way to finish off. Yeah.
I think couples that don't understand the passion of their partner for something like that, even if it's stupid. Do you know these interview on the street videos that we see all the time nowadays?
Yeah.
They say, oh, what's the biggest ick if you're dating a guy or whatever? And they'll say, oh, if they play video games. And I think, why? I don't get the double standard of, okay, it's stupid to play a video game, yet that is an interactive story that you're actively taking part in. Depends on the video game. But I play a lot of RPGs, so they are stories. Versus reading a book. For me, it's,
what are they doing though? Like, the man on the street interviews are always this. They always get the most shallow people.
Yeah, they do.
I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to the club. You're going to the same club every week. You're going to the same. You're not doing something more valuable. They're just not sharing the exact same interest. I play a lot of video games. My wife, when we were dating, she was kind of. I got a bad image of that as well.
Dumper.
But one of her friends said, "You know where he is. You know, he's not cheating. He's not out drinking. He's not out spending money. He's not like, it is the most valuable way to maintain a relationship because you know he's sitting right there. You know, he's not flirting with girls. He's not doing any, like, it just takes so much stuff off the table. And then one night of drinking is going to be 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 yen. One video game is the same, and you play it for a month or a couple months, or again, if it's like Animal Crossing, or I met one of our coworkers I met the other day, and he's like, oh, I play video games. Like, oh, cool. What are you playing now? He goes, RuneScape, the original. Love 20 years. He's been playing he bought a video game once. He's been playing it for 20 years. Now I'm sure he plays other stuff as well, but whatever the $50 he spent 20 years ago is still paying off. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So my wife heard like the money breakdown. Yeah, he'll probably spend like $100 every month or two on video games. But if he wasn't doing that and he went out drinking every week, like most Japanese men do, 4, 5, 6 times that easily on a regular basis.
Yeah, I don't often use the money argument because I've talked about this topic a lot before because it gets me going sometimes. But yeah, that's another wonderful point because when I'm going out and I have a drink and stuff, I'm such a sorry, I was going to say I'm such a fucking loser. I will, when I come back, I'll think, okay, I could have bought 2 video games tonight.
Yep.
And that's how I quantify my expenditure throughout the week. How many video games could I have bought?
Yeah. No, I do. I when you talk big numbers, I'm like, how many PlayStations could you buy?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. That is actually, because that is like, okay, I understand the value of a PlayStation. How does that translate into how many I could get? I'm not going to buy more than one PlayStation, but it's a quantifiable value. I understand.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no one I wouldn't divorce if they my Animal Crossing would be my collection of Pokemon, some of which I've had since maybe 2010 when I first started kind of continuing my because I've been playing since Pokemon Silver. That was my first ever video game. But since you could carry over Pokemon from different generation to the newer games, since that time I've got, I think my oldest Pokemon, it might be a Blaziken Bashamo for the Japanese listeners here. I've had her since like I was probably just less than 16, thinking that's the oldest friendship I have.
And the deepest.
And the one I care about as well, yeah. And there was a time when maybe 20% of my collection, and I haven't got a huge collection, but I've got all the special editions that came out in time-specific events. So I've got a bunch of different Pikachus and different stuff like that just locked away in a vault somewhere now. So if somebody deleted that because they were angry at me, I think I would divorce them.
Every girlfriend I had for a period, it was all North American. So like when I moved to Asia and was dating Japanese girls, it didn't happen the same way. But every Canadian girlfriend I had, maybe is the way to say it, would say at some point, would you quit judo for me? And I would just look at them and go, no. And they would always be like so hurt. And I'm like, I don't want to be with someone who would ask me to do that. So that's actually the first thing. But secondly, like, judo gives me so much more than you ever could. Yeah. Like my mental health, my physical health, just like balancing me out, like everything I've learned from it with all that other stuff. Like you don't even come close. Like you don't realize what you're actually saying. Yeah. You're talking, would you give up a lifestyle for me? And I'm like, you don't offer as much as that lifestyle does, at least not yet.
I think it's a stupid question because also they chose you as, you know, the guy that does judo. If you didn't do judo, you might not be the person that
totally different person. Yeah.
And so I don't get that question. I think it's
just like what's the most important aspect of your life? Would you give it up for me because I'm more important? And the dramatic answer, the romantic answer is yes, I would give up anything for you. But the realistic answer is no, I'm sorry. You can go now. one of my friends he's listened to like 20 breakup stories from me, and he loves them all. The most dramatic one was I'd done a judo tournament that day, and so it was really I don't remember if I won or lost, but it was a tough day, and I was at home in my really, really ghetto apartment. So this was like the most dangerous area of Vancouver, which compared to other countries might not be that dangerous, but it has that feeling to it. Like it was a poor apartment. And I was sitting and I had a bowl of ground beef I'd cooked, just ground beef. And I kind of had it cupped around my chest, and I just poured mustard into it and mixed it up and was just eating it because I just wanted protein, basically.
Yeah.
This girl I was dating walks into the apartment and she goes, "Are you eating ground beef?" And I just looked at her and went, "This isn't working out."
I'm guessing that's a straw that broke the camel's back situation.
I can't. It was not a long-lived relationship, but
Okay.
it was like, if you can't handle me just ingesting protein after a really bad day or a hard day, we're not going to have a relationship, because this is who I am. This is me on the couch, just shoveling meat into my face. If that's a problem for you, we're not going to make it. So you can just go now.
I think how the person's tone is would dictate the rest of that conversation as well. Because you can ask that question many different ways. If she asked it with judgment, then
it was incredulous. It was like, did you not prepare a meal properly in this moment? And no, I took a bucket of meat and I fried it so that all the bacteria was dead. This is not about flavor or taste. No. And then I put mustard on it, probably to kill the flavor because I haven't cooked it well. And then just started shoveling it into my face.
I mean, the shoveling part would be my biggest issue if I had any issues with that.
I think if I pull back the camera, it was a cry for help, and you didn't offer me help in that moment. You tried to criticize me. And well, no, because I was just like, I need sustenance. If you want to make better food for me, I would appreciate it. But this is what I have right now.
Yeah.
And so you can either add to it or try to take away from it. And you try to take away from it. So the door you just came in works both ways. You can just keep going.
Oh, God. I think, relationships are a tricky thing. And hopefully we all find somebody that will, fuel our passions rather than try to make you choose them over them.
Yeah. My wife now just sees like, oh, there's the video game thing. She understands like, oh, this is just so much better than him going out and just spending money. Like, even if I'm not like the cheating and other stuff, but like just not going out, it saves so much money. So even if I spend a lot of money on video games, like a lot of money still for me is not very much. Like I buy everything on sale. So everything's like $20-$30 when I buy it, and I'll get a couple months out of it usually. So she's like, oh yeah, that's way, way better. But her friend had to say, if I said it, it wouldn't have made any sense. If her friend says it, it's like, oh, that's logical. And it works.
Because you're coming from a place where you're defending the thing. So if somebody's impartial to it and they're saying a good point, that carries more weight, because
look at the return on investment you're getting from this. Is really beneficial. I can understand hearing that better for sure.
And also, I think, what do I think? What was I going to say? Peter, what was I going to say?
What do I think? I
was going to say, I think specifically video games, when people are saying, why are you playing a video game? They obviously don't play them. So their knowledge of them would be, my grandma used to ask me, why are you 30 years old playing video games? But she knows video games as very rudimentary, like Pong.
Like a single pixel that goes across the screen.
But now video games are emotive, they're inspirational, they're stupid, they're literally everything. Just to say, I consider them just a separate medium to reading a book. Except you are actively taking part in the story and pushing it forward through your own actions,
which makes it feel more real.
Which is why, so on a separate note, but kind of related, which is why I think video games to movies are a bad idea. I've never once enjoyed a movie that was from a video game, unless I didn't realize it was from a video game.
I think the thing is, they often spend time trying to recreate the video game when they should be like here's a story in the same universe.
Yeah.
So like, it's not the game you played.
Characters. Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely separate. It's kind of where Star Wars got good for a little bit when it stopped doing Jedi stuff. And it's like, here's the universe. Let's look at other things. Like Andor was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when I was even quite young, when they did the original trilogy and the second trilogy, I was like, is it only the Skywalker family that matters? Because it seems like it's just one family in the entire universe, and that's the only thing that really matters. And then when they started doing like other shows like The Mandalorian and other stuff, it was like, okay, yeah, now you can have fun. Not everyone's a Jedi. That's fine.
But that's where I started picking up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think if you make a video game movie, it's a video game placed in this universe, not a movie in this universe, not a video game. I've ruined all my words just now. It's not. It's another story in this universe.
Use the story and lore and make something new from it, rather than just create the video game, because you're essentially making the same thing with less reason to interact with it.
Because they want to make a Far Cry video game, and they're coming out with a Zelda video game. Movie. Sorry, it's a Zelda movie and a Far Cry movie. I keep swapping my words. That's really weird. Yeah.
I'm quite concerned about Zelda. Yeah.
Well, Zelda, the main character Link, never talks or has rarely talked. Like, and I was like, that they can't maintain that. So to me, it's like it can't be Link as the main character. It would have to be Zelda.
Yet it is Link. That's why I'm worried. Yeah.
Because it's the main character is going to have to talk.
They unless he doesn't, they could just make him not talk. Which
could try. It would be hard.
It would be a bit of a gimmick, and it will probably. It'll be like initially, oh wow, that's cool, like the Zelda fans, but actually it doesn't bode for a good movie.
It would be if people were talking to him and he was always eating something. He goes, just a second. Just never actually says anything because he always got something in his mouth.
In the video games, through other characters, they have expressed maybe in cutscenes or something that Link has told them something, but it's always off camera in the past. It's never seen. The only vocalizations you hear are like his sword slashes and there was one actually. Sorry, final note before I go. There was one when I was a young 15-year-old. There was a playing Ocarina of Time on the N64. There was a old Link, adult Link. When he jumped a far jump, he would have to grab a ledge and pull himself up, and the noise he made when he like pushed like that really turned me on every time I heard it. So, when I was playing a game, I'd always be like, yes, there's a long ledge coming up. Yes.
I'm gonna try to find that sound and drop it in so everyone can hear it.
No, that's too much. Too overt.
I would like to be a voice actor who only does exertion sounds.
You should play Link. Yeah.
All that stuff, and that's your job.
Yeah, that'll be good. Let me give you something to emote using just those grunts. Okay. It's raining. What's your your grunts for it's raining?
Oh, like okay. We need
evoking.
Am I angry it's raining, or I'm disappointed it's raining, or it's like it's raining again, or it's been a desert and all the just run off and
you've got
again. I take this very seriously.
You do.
I have to have my background.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, you're headed to a job interview, not realizing it's going to rain, and it's going to make your suit wet, and you're going to make a bad impression. You're going to be dripping all over the floor, and it's an important interview. You can't mess it up. So
door opens. I walk out. The rain hits me.
I didn't believe that, Peter.
No, oh really? I felt it.
Sorry, I'm being very harsh.
No. I mean, this is the criticism I'm going to get when I start my new job.
Yeah.
And you would have to do like 10 versions too. You wouldn't just throw it at once and they're just like fine. It would always be a couple of takes.
Yeah.
So you want more or less or?
I want I want you to pull me into your emotion. I want you. I want to feel like I want to grunt with you, and I just didn't feel that. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I got to warm up first. I
Maybe.
got to do a bunch of grunts. Like, those are vaguely sexual grunts. Now I got to take it down a notch. You got to find your zone.
Yeah.
That was a
good
sigh.
one.
Yeah, a deep sigh. It's not even a grunt anymore. It's just a sigh where your heart, your soul is burning a little bit because it's ruined your day.
It would definitely be a sigh, but I think there's enough tangible grunt in there to keep it,
to call it a grunt.
Theme. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember having a weird thought in PE once. Maybe it was like year 10, so I was about maybe 13 or 14, and we were playing tennis, and our PE teacher said, what I always thought was a really weird line, hence why I'm remembering it decades later. He was saying, really nice teacher, young, probably his first teaching job, Mr. Hatton, his name was. You always remember your teachers' names in school, don't you?
Some of them, yeah.
Oh, I remember all of them.
Miss Pennywise was my...
Miss Pennywise.
Oh no, it was Miss Penny, but I always said Pennywise because I think that was a James Bond character. But Miss Penny was the drama teacher. She was really nice.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, what did your teacher say? She was really nice. I have nothing. She was really nice. That's it.
I was saying, yeah. So Mr. Hatton, he said he was talking about technique and pick up the racket, hit the ball when it comes to you. Really
pretty
complicated
basic techniques, but yeah, okay.
Tennis directions, yeah.
Tennis 101.
He said even I don't mind you making a little grunt when you hit the ball. And now I get what he was saying. He was saying if you want to exert yourself and put in effort,
back into it.
Yeah. Don't be self-conscious about doing, because that's what he wanted like rivalry, and he was trying to get people into tennis. So I get what he's going with now. But at the time I was thinking, why do you want to hear a bunch of 15-year-olds grunting at each other?
You weird perv.
Yeah. And so I just thought it was really weird. I wasn't even thinking about anything untoward, but just what a strange thing to request of us all.
It is, yes. To say
but
it,
now I get
weird.
What it was.
If people do it and it happens naturally, you don't stop it. But I don't think you turn around and encourage people to do it.
Yeah. Grunt.
Hey kids, let's get this going.
Yeah, it just seemed odd to me. But I'm still not a sporty person whatsoever. So maybe the sporty lads, they got it. Maybe they knew what they were on about.
They were probably really sexualized by him. I when I do judo, I am a particularly vocal fighter because they have the ki, which is the shout, and it physically helps coordinate your motion, like a little burst of energy, which means a burst of power. And so I am a really, really noisy fighter when I fight.
Yeah.
Lots of sounds and so yeah.
Auga.
Then my eyes pop out. Yeah. I have the loudest voice in my town. So they did a festival, and this is really cheap town because it's really small town, so it's really cheap festival. And so they were just trying to do everything they could, and someone had a decibel meter. And so they're like, we're going to do a contest for who can shout the loudest. And so I had my son run across the gym, and I shouted for him to come back, and I hit the max.
That's cool.
I won a prize. We won a water gun.
Nice.
For having the loudest voice in my town. Yeah.
Did you need him to run to make it more real for you? Or
I
could you not just pretend?
I felt like I had to shout at something. Like I couldn't just shout. Like just go is not the same as shouting a name or trying to get someone to come back or something. So I felt like, sort of like real. What is it?
Okay.
What's that acting?
Method
acting. I think method acting was necessary for me to actually be able to put myself in the moment, so I actually felt it and could get my son to come back to me. Gotcha. I would yell a lot louder than if I was just like, just be as loud as you can. No, I needed a purpose.
Fair enough.
So I went method and won.
Nice. How far did you make him run? Sorry to
across the gym. It was a gymnasium, so I to the other side of the gym. And I was shouting for him to come back. Everyone stopped and turned around because they had a bunch of game places. They had like scoop out, because Japan always has like scoop out fish with a piece of paper.
Yeah, they do.
And throw balls and things, and then like all the games that are kind of cheating and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, run to the other side, and he started running. And then as soon as he got far away, I was like, God, come back! And they were just like, holy shit.
You could probably, I think if you did a good job there, they probably would pick you up to do a voice acting gig.
I mean, I haven't been discovered yet, but I'm working on it. But Exertion Sounds, I think, would be where I would do my best work.
Maybe you could do, you know, those sex sim games that they have sometimes that I've heard about from other people.
It's a start. I gotta start somewhere.
Get your foot in the door.
Or
your Ron Johnson or whatever it was called.
My circumference.
Enter the mind of the academy. Chop my big chest where the best is a philosophy. Drinking at lunch brings verbal skills like a sucker punch. Welcome to CMcB. 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 CMcB.